I should have turned around before. I'm surprised you filled the church. Now, we got a basement downstairs in case any of you need to hear it and you can't get in the doors. You can just find another place. The brother says, he thinks I think you think I mean the bathroom. No, it's just there's more space, all right? You're in one of the great churches in all of America. This church is probably more important than any single church in the 20th century, all right? Is at the end of the 19th, because this was the family church of Martin Luther King Jr., all right? He was made in this church. The arguments, he didn't want to be a minister at one point, or he thought he was going to be, his father knew he was going to be. He said, but your daddy doesn't have to be right simply because he's a minister, right? And but Martin wasn't going to be a minister until very late in the game. He used to have a summer job, and that was to deal with tobacco in Kentucky. He went to Morehouse College, the best men's college in Black America. And see, I had to watch what I was saying. If you had been in an Atlanta crowd, and I used the wrong set of words, that would everybody in the place would have been moaning, right? Because they wouldn't want to get in my way, but they weren't going to agree that Morehouse was the best school. They would agree it's the best black school, right? In the city. We have the greatest number of black universities of any city in the country, and the greatest women's college, the best women's college, and the best male college. And when they're married together, then that's the royal one, isn't it? Yeah, I know it is because my son was Morehouse, and his wife is that other school. What's that other one? Oh, I see. Yeah, but she has made him a better man than he was. You make certain you understand that. I want you to understand this church because it made Martin. You see this up here? That's his father in that stained glass window. This is his grandfather in this stained glass window here. This church was built by his father, and it became the best known church in Black Atlanta. But down the street there was another church that was a competition for it for many years, and then Martin came, and there's no competition for this church in the United States outside of New York, right? Because it produced the greatest leader of the 20th century, most important American leader, black or white. There wouldn't have been Obama if there hadn't been a Martin King. There wouldn't have been half the leadership because Martin made that leadership. There wouldn't have been a change in anything south or north if it hadn't been for Martin King. And what he did was to give us a strategy. And that's the thing that has to be remembered. He gave us a strategy nonviolent direct action. If you don't know that, you really don't know anything about the movement. The movement was made and out of nonviolent direct action understandings. And now we see that the nonviolence worked in the East, and it worked now in the West because of Martin in the West, because of Gandhi in the East, all right? And it tells all of us that we can solve social problems without violence. That's the main understanding. We can solve all social problems without violence.